The Surge is one of May's biggest games, resembling a lot of Dark Souls, but also featuring many of its own elements. The game is being developed by Deck 13, the guys that made the other Souls-like game, Lords of the Fallen. That game had its issues, but it set the foundation for some promising games by the studio. And there's a lot of reason to be excited for The Surge. In this video, we'll be taking a look at 10 things that you need to know about the game. Let's get right into this. Number 1, the game takes place in a dystopian future where mankind has exhausted the world's resources, leading to strained social service and environmental diseases. According to the developers, the game paints a grim portrait of the future where the evolution of technology in relation to society and the environment has led to a bleak era for humanity.
At CREO, we have your well-being, and that includes body and mind.
Number 2, there will be no character customization in the game. Players instead play as Warren, a worker in a facility where things have gone terribly wrong. Upon waking up from a blackout, Warren finds his co-workers now deranged and must uncover the truth of what happened.
You can see Torsten here, he's targeting an unarmored body part that's going to make him do more damage. He's more likely to stagger his opponent, but you can see when he hit an armored part with that last attack, it actually didn't stagger very much and walked through the attack. When you build up enough combat energy, you can do what you just saw him do there. You can perform a finishing sequence which chops off the limb, letting you take their armor. You learn the schematics, which means you'll be able to go craft that very same armor for yourself back at an op station.
Number 3, implants for your rig can be founded around the world and dropped by enemies. Implants are used to increase stats of the player as well as provide new abilities or bonuses. Each implant also requires a certain amount of core power in order to use, so you'll have to balance between using more powerful implants or using more powerful armor, since armor also requires core power.
We don't lose it when we die. And then we also have the implants, which I mentioned before. So implants can have passive benefits. They can also be active injectables like Sebastian has been using to recover his health when he's low. But all implants use different amounts of core power. So as you play the game, you really have to sort of balance the core power requirements and your total core power against the your personal gameplay style and the sort of effects that you think are most important. All right, so why don't we head out and try some of these new toys that we've made.
Number 4, there are no traditional classes in The Surge. You can build your character however you want, determined by the various armor and weapons you acquire in the facility. At the beginning of the game, you will get to select the type of job that you had when joining, which equates to a light, medium, or heavy setup.
Perfection steeled by technology. We're the cogs in their machine, and yet we struggle on. We are human, so we fight. But are we fighting for our future?
Number 5, the combat in The Surge allows players to target different limbs on enemies. This unique dismemberment system allows the player to cut off a piece of armor or weapon that they might want to have in their own arsenal from an enemy. Number 6, the Surge features vertical and horizontal attacks, which are used in combination with parries, ducks, and jumps, as well as a boost dodge. These actions are possible due to the player's exo-suit. Number 7, over time players will build up energy while fighting to perform executions on enemies. These executions can be used on certain body parts to acquire the enemy's armor, weapon, etc.
Okay, so this time we damaged an armored body part. We got the weapon, and then we also got the wrecked gear.
Number 8. While exploring the facility, players may come across environmental hazards like gas leaks, pitch black zones, etc. You can find or craft gear to help deal with these obstacles on your journey. For example, there are dark areas and certain suit parts have lights that can turn on and brighten up the zone.
Sweet new helmet that we got before. And we also have this armor piece. Now, this particular piece of chest armor will illuminate in the darkness. It casts these bright lights. It helps you to see, helps you to find enemies and find loot. You know, other armors will, do things like protect you from environmental hazards. So it's really important for you to experiment with different pieces of equipment, see what sort of special effects they give so that you know how to approach all the challenges of the world in the most effective way.
Number 9. At launch, a free update will be released that will allow PlayStation 4 Pro owners to choose between better graphics at a dynamic 4K resolution at 30 FPS or prioritize frame rate through the 1080p 60 FPS mode. HDR will be added after release in another patch. Finally, number 10, The Surge is set to release May 16, 2017 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
That's not very nice.
So that wraps up 10 things that you need to know about The Surge. What do you think? Are you excited for the game? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.